Welcome to Central News, I'm Amy Forrest. In today's news, the Regional Economic Activity Report has, for the first time, pulled together economic data on all New Zealand regions. The Bay of Plenty region's economy has experienced strong employment growth in the past 10 years. Chief Executive of Priority One, Andrew Coker, says the region has seen strong infrastructure and tourism growth.
It shows several opportunities, and not surprisingly, it mentions the port and the importance of that piece of infrastructure here for future growth. But also, we've got to leverage our climate, and that's really about our ability to attract people here and keep our horticultural business trucking along. Our proximity to Auckland is important to us, and the most, important factor for us is building the skill levels of our people here, young people as well as mid-career. In terms of diversifying more away from the primary sector and building depth in other sectors, and also working to attract businesses, creating an environment where we attract investment and businesses and retain them here.
Mount Maunganui raised Australian Idol winner Stan Walker is touring the country this year, with a visit to Tauranga scheduled in September. Stan's world tour of New Zealand will see him travel from Whangarei to Invercargill, playing 23 shows across the country through September and October. His visit to Tauranga is scheduled for September 6th. Stan says he can't wait to start his tour. Now for our region's weather. Hamilton, your Thursday sees showers clearing with a high of 16 and a low of 4. And Tauranga, much the same for you with a high of 18 and a low of 7. Just ahead, we meet some young talented musicians from Hamilton. Welcome to Central News on TV Central. The month of May is all about supporting our homegrown talent across the country for New Zealand Music Month. So we decided to get on board and catch up with local musicians from the Waikato and Bay of Plenty. This week, I caught up with the latest fallout. So Jared, what is New Zealand Music Month all about for you guys?
Well, it's not only about us, it's about New Zealand music as a whole. We're trying to support other artists while they're trying to support us, and it's all about kind of promotion and trying to get our name out there. I think for us it's trying to really push our band, because people are always kind of focused on New Zealand Music Month. It's a month for New Zealand artists, so that's a good opportunity for us to really promote our band.
And Brendan, have you guys done anything over the month for New Zealand Music Month?
Yeah, we've gone nuts recording our latest album that's coming out soon. The first gig we've sort of gotten for ourselves instead of other people coming to us and playing bands for their organisations. It's been getting our own gig in Hamilton for all our local fans to come and watch us and friends and stuff. And it's at Gravity Bar on the 25th of May. And it is free, so that'll be cool for everyone to come along to. And after that, we're playing at Rock the Layer at Diggers Bar, and that's also, another good reason to celebrate New Zealand Music Month with a whole lot of local Hamilton bands playing as well. So that's going to be cool.
So Jared, can you tell me a bit about the band?
At the start, Brendan and I kind of were just jamming in my room for a while, probably about 6 months or something, and from there we decided, we should really take this to the next level, get a couple of other guys and make a band out of it. And just basically started off a couple of guys writing some songs, and from there it grew. We've been together for about just over a year now, and things have really shot up for us, and it's been amazing the amount of publicity we've got, and it's really cool.
And what genre of music do you play?
It's kind of a hard one because we have quite a few. If you were to put it in kind of two areas, it'd be pop punk. But we definitely have elements of
alternative
and heavy stuff as well. So it's quite eclectic. Yeah.
And Brendan, where did the name The Latest Fallout come from?
Well, it was kind of where my life was at the stage of when the band kind of formed, from the duo to the band sort of thing. And I'd sort of gone through a breakup with the girl I was going out with, and I liked that kind of theme of just fallout, like riot, fallout, destruction, things falling to bits, and I was just like, maybe that could be cool. And then we spent not a whole day, but a good hour or so, walking through JB Hi-Fi and just looking at album names and like certain album names or band names, and we're just like, and that was a complete waste of time because we didn't get anything at the end of that. And then we went home, and then the next day, I think I was out somewhere and I just was texting Jared and I was like, I reckon if we put a name that I came up with years ago, which was The Latest Something, with that Fallout thing that I was thinking of, and merging them together as The Latest Fallout, would that work? And I was like, And then, Jared was like, yeah, just do that. And I was like, okay. And so that's when we were just like, yep, lock that in, that'll do.
So Brendan, what are your goals for the future in this industry?
Just to pretty much go above and beyond and just push this band to abnormal heights, just to go as far as possible. There's nothing we can't do, and I believe that as a band, that we've definitely got what it takes, within the band to crack it in the industry. It's just getting out there. But yeah, I want to get this album finished, release it, tour it, get more songs playing on the radio. We have music videos in the works at the moment, getting them finished. Just releasing everything to mainstream media pretty much, and getting out there as much as possible, and hopefully ending up in the States very soon.
Basically world domination.
Yeah.
And who inspires you guys? We'll start with Brendan.
Who inspires me, if you want to take it right back to the start of when I first started looking up to people, it would have to be Steven Tyler from Aerosmith was massive for me when I first started getting into singing, and just that band is just awesome. And the Goo Goo Dolls I also look up to, and then all through the recent kind of music, it's recent bands like Paramore, I look up to them. New Empire is another one. Breaking Benjamin is one that will surprise a few people, because I wrote the EP, like the lyrics to a lot of those songs, listening to Breaking Benjamin, which a lot of people would be like, okay. And you're just a lot of old sort of true punk sort of bands to try and keep their element in it as well.
And Jared?
Well, my favourite band would be Dream Theater, because their guitarist is awesome. So I really like musical bands, like ones that really show off their musical talent. But at the same time, just anyone that works hard for what they do, and just people that are talented.
And what challenges do you face in the music industry?
Well, probably two main ones. Promotion and funding, because we fund ourselves and promote ourselves, so trying to do that all ourselves with handling tech and jobs and all that kind of stuff is a bit of a mission.
And we're self-managed, so it's quite a challenge. We do everything ourselves, self-promotion, self-managed, self-funded. It's a big challenge trying to get out in the industry and trying to get into the mainstream media, because if you don't know people that are up there enough, or you don't have sort of steps into the industry, it's really hard to get to that without knowing those people. Like, you can be as talented as you want, but until you know those people, you just can't get in, because they don't know who you are and they don't care.
Yeah.
And it's just, but you just keep working and just don't ever give up.
It's the reality of the music industry, eh?
Yes.
It's not what you know, it's who you know.
And how can people follow your group?
Well, there's our Facebook, that's facebook.com/The Latest Fallout. You can like us on there and look up some of our music on there as well, and leave a comment or whatever.
Just go nuts on it pretty much. Like, just message us. We talk to all our fans, everyone that, comments or anything, we always reply. Like to keep quite a communal sort of fan base, so that we talk to people, because then they just lose interest, and it's cool keeping that connection. There's also our YouTube channel, which is just YouTube, and then the username is Lost Chaos 09, so just follow that, and we upload videos quite often and stuff. And then there's also our Twitter, which is The Latest Fallout. Just search that and you'll find us. And just pretty much search us in Google, and you'll find anything else that's around that's of us as well.
You'll find gig dates and stuff.
Yeah.
So you can
So you
follow
can
them
keep up
on.
to date with all that sort of stuff.
For more information on Music Month, visit newzealandmusicmonth.co.nz. After the break, the Matamata Fire Service. Welcome back. Last month, the Matamata Volunteer Fire Brigade was given 2 fire trucks by the New Zealand Fire Service. We caught up with Chief Fire Officer Kevin Curtis to learn more about the new trucks.
Kevin, tell me about all the new bells and whistles on the new fire truck.
Yeah, we've been quite fortunate in respect of the fire trucks. They have advanced in the areas of crew safety, technology for the pumps and other bits and pieces. They're completely computer operated instead of manually operated. Well, a majority of it is, and emission controls and all the other bits and pieces for them are really state of the art. So yeah, we're quite fortunate in that respect. The guys are pretty happy with them. Yeah, it's been really good.
Because what did the station have before?
We had two older type vehicles. One was a 7-year-old Iveco, as we have it now, but an older vehicle, and that's moved off, and we had a 14-year-old Mitsubishi Canter that's moved off as well, and they've gone off onto other stations that don't get so many calls and getting utilised until the end of their life. They try and keep them for a maximum of 25 years. Yeah, so that's...
And then they end up in Christmas parades, I guess.
Yeah, or variety bashes or stuff like that. As you can see, them guys going around the country raising money for worthwhile causes anyway, yeah.
Because why is it so important that you guys got these new fire trucks?
At this stage, we're a Tier 1 volunteer station, which is a real busy volunteer station. With the amount of growth in the area and traffic and other bits and pieces, it was seen that we require new technology and new firefighting equipment, so it was our turn to get moved onto station, and we're more than happy for that, so it's been really good, yeah.
Because in the past, because one of the trucks that you've got actually is more equipped to deal with accidents. How did you deal with accidents in the past, and do you think that this new truck could potentially save more lives?
It's not more equipped, it's what they call a 7 status. It's 387. It's the larger of the two trucks we've got down there, which carries the extrication gear and the rescue equipment for what we need at motor vehicle accidents and other accidents that we require. It's probably not as much that we're going to save more lives, it's that we'll be able to carry the gear to help us out in those situations more. We have a backup truck with a smaller amount of gear on it, but the 387 or the 7 status truck is able to carry is what we want to where we want it. So yeah, no, it's really good.
Are the majority of the calls that you get car accidents, or?
Just looking at the stats a couple of nights ago, and what we call special service or medical rescues is right up there. It's a big part of our job. The members train for it and are very good at it. We reval every 12 months for medicals and what they call breathing apparatus, BA, and vehicle extrication. So it's kept up to date. It is a good majority of our calls, but not the biggest majority, yeah, I would say.
Because why do you think the New Zealand Fire Service decided that Matamata really needed these new trucks?
Probably as before when I said the Tier 1 volunteer busy brigades, we have a lot of heavy movement of trucks through the area coming over the Conways. Big port in Tauranga comes from the port, then comes over the hill, distributed Auckland and other areas. So we needed to keep up to date with the technology and other bits and pieces, and they probably thought this was the best area to put it in. So we're quite happy with that as well.
Yeah, but very busy roads and very heavy trucks on our roads too. Absolutely,
yes, it is very busy.
Yeah. So how's the rest of the new team finding the new trucks? Are they pushing all the buttons and? Oh
yeah, it's taking a while for the guys to get used to them, but they're slowly being able to fit with them. Both the trucks are automatic, where the previous ones were manuals. To engage the pump and all the bits and pieces is only a one button touch, so which is really good. It's simplified things a lot. The actual guys that on the back of the truck, the firefighters themselves, have better, how can I say, comfort in crew cab being able to put on BAs because it's all outside on the ground instead of getting out of the cab. Safety-wise, they're really good. The pick of the bunch, really.
Because some of the team actually placed in the National Firefighting Championships in Cromwell recently.
Yeah, we had a 4-man team and a mixed 2-person team go to Cromwell for the National Firefighting Champs. The 4-man team were pretty hot to take out some of the top events, and they did that, and they got placed 3rd overall. I think it was over 2 days, and they did very, very well. The 2-man team, which consists of a male and a female firefighter, ran really well. It was their first major competition, and I think they got placed around about 17th out of 30-odd teams. So they did extremely well for their first up event. It was a great weekend for them, and they really enjoyed it, so it was a good thing.
It's great to hear that our fire service is in good hands. Up next, winter travel escapes. If you've just joined us, welcome to Central News. One local Hamilton travel agent has just won House of Travel Consultant of the Year for the 2nd time. So we caught up with her to get the lowdown on her recent winning streak. Hi Judy. Now, this is the 2nd time that you have won the House of Travel Consultant of the Year. Can you tell me a bit more about this award?
Yes, very exciting to be named the top consultant out of 12 people, and I last won it in 2006, and I have been lucky enough to be in the top 12 in the last 10 years. So it's a great honour. There is a great bunch of consultants, and I feel very honoured to be the winner.
So how many people were you up against, and what did you win?
There's approximately 650 consultants who would be eligible. I won a lovely new Renault Megane, which is replacing my BMW. So very lucky indeed. I'm very thrilled with it. I love it and very exciting.
So how many years have you been in the industry, and how has the business changed over the years?
I've been in travel for over 20 years. Most of that time with Calder and Lawson House of Travel, although they did join the House of Travel group a bit after that. Travel has changed immensely. The internet is involved now. We find that can be an advantage to us because our clients come in and they're more educated. They know what they're doing, what they want to do, and really we're just there to help them put it all together and make their dreams come true.
And what does your role require? Is there a part of the business that people are perhaps not aware of?
I think the major misconception with our job is that all we do is, we get many people saying, "I'd love your job," and I'm sure they would. But the misconception is that we just travel all the time. Unfortunately, not. We do get the opportunity to travel, which is amazing. But when we're doing that, we're often doing it in a business capacity, and we're checking out different places, little restaurants somewhere that you can go, just the points of difference so that we can come back and be confident selling to our clients.
Okay, so not so much of just the lounging on the beach.
No, not quite the pool every day. And I often say to people, well, if it was my holiday, I probably wouldn't get up at 7 o'clock and go and do a hotel inspection. So no, it's a wonderful opportunity, but that's probably the major misconception. The other thing with our job is deadlines. It's a hugely deadline-based job, and you have to be able to multitask. And I used to say that's why there's not many men in the industry, but I have to be very careful with that because there are more and more men now. So yeah, multitasking is very important.
And what other challenges do you face in the industry?
I suppose, as I mentioned earlier, the internet is one of the major challenges because we have to be able to provide a point of difference. And at Calder and Lawson House of Travel, we like to think that we do. We have a very experienced team of consultants, and between us we've seen pretty much most of the world. So that point of difference is huge. Those are the challenges, and really the deadlines. So really going back over. Apart from that, it's my dream job because I can't think of anything I'd rather be doing.
Now, you mentioned through the job that you've travelled quite a lot. So what would be some of the more memorable countries that you've travelled to?
Yes, I know when I was asked this question originally, it was hard to make that decision, but I think one of my favourite is Botswana. It's quite a niche product, and it's not everyone that will get to go there, but I just hope they can. It's got amazing lodges and the opportunity to view the animals. It's just fantastic, and it was really one of the highlights of my travel. Other destinations such as South America, and I love the South Pacific. I think I've been to every island actually, so I love the South Pacific a lot.
And where would be the ultimate holiday for a winter escape this year?
This year, the likes of Bali and Hawaii have opened up considerably. Bali due to the fact that they've now got direct flights in the middle of the year. Hawaii because someone else has come on board. So it really does make more availability, more affordable. So I think if you wanted to get away somewhere nice in the winter, Bali, Hawaii.
Well, it all sounds very lovely. So what would be some of your tips for those first-time travellers?
Yes, I always say to big cities like Europe and everything like that, we always recommend that you do the hop-on, hop-off bus the first thing you do when you get there, just to make sure that you know where you are and how to get around. And often, even if I go back to a city now, I quite often do that, just as a means of getting around. So it's a great thing to do. I think first-time travellers also just have to be aware of their own personal safety. I think sometimes New Zealanders are a wee bit relaxed, and so it's not a major issue, but they kind of have to be just aware of their personal safety. So, yeah, that's one thing I like to stress to them.
And have you got any more safety tips?
My travel tips would be, in the planning stages, speak to your consultant, and House of Travel consultants are very knowledgeable on these areas, and make sure that you ask all the questions you need to know. Another tip is when you're travelling in foreign countries, always make sure you take a business card from the hotel. It's imperative for getting back home with a taxi driver that may not speak your language.
Well, that is the news for today. We really want you to be involved, so like us on Facebook and let us know your views. If you have any news, including your own video or photos, go to our website and hit upload. Thanks for joining us. I'll be back tomorrow with more guests from in and around the regions. I'm Amy Forrest. Have a lovely evening.
This has been an Alpha Media production, a division of Television Media Group.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.